This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
You always say, do you want to say the plot? Mind if I say it?
Okay, I'll do the plot. Alright, so,
okay.
What
Chris just said I haven't done the plot in a while, and you said, okay, I'll do it.
Oh, I thought you said you haven't done the plot in a while.
Chris.
So I also have an I and am in my name, so I made my own. My name.
Is it like a site?
It's I am Zax Topero Jester.
And Justin.
I wish it would wipe my memory.
The episode starts now.
Welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia. Revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Did you have a good 4th of July?
I did.
Blew
My
some
parents
shit up.
I feel like my parents hated me, but it was great. No, I had a good time. They came over here.
Yeah.
The family came over here. It was good.
Cool.
No one texted me on the 4th of July, wished me a happy 4th of July, but that's okay. That's fine.
All right. Well, let's get nostalgia. There's a lot of nostalgia news this week, or at least 2 that I'm thinking of. So that's something to talk about. Y'all have anything you want to go first? Or
I got nothing.
I have 2.
There was a nostalgia Loki in the Loki episode.
There was. He looked like 60s comic book Loki.
So his costume. This is episode 5 of Loki. His costume was from the comic book, and he's supposed to be a version of the Loki in the comics.
Yeah,
which I thought was really cool.
I like how they just like accepted that everybody's gonna. I like how they just like ran with everybody's gonna accept the fact there's like multiple Lokis, and they had to talk about what makes you a Loki or whatever. Like they're just like, everybody's gonna accept this and they're gonna love it. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? They completely changed everything.
Let's get weird.
Yeah, let's get really weird. I love it. This is the way.
But
should go.
that's how they introduced like the multiverse, which was weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't understand. So there's a multiverse, but then there's a one timeline.
Yeah,
I think it's all bullshit.
We'll find out next week, I guess. Final episode. I don't know how it works, but it's very interesting.
It is very interesting.
They've released a new Switch model that's coming out in October.
Meh.
Mediocre responses like everybody else. I think it's fine.
I mean, have you seen something that has is it OLED, right?
Yeah,
OLED, PS Vita. They did
PS
that in
Vitas.
2012, 2013.
I mean, phones have them, so
I feel like like the screen of a phone and the screen of the Switch is a big. I guess it's off.
Yeah, I don't think the Switch is the console that needs it. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't use it in handheld much. So
the problem is it still only runs at 720p in handheld. If it was full HD in handheld, it would help. It doesn't matter. If you haven't gotten the Switch, you get this one. Everybody's happy. It's not for somebody who has a Switch.
I was hoping for 4K, but it disappointed me.
But Switch doesn't need it. I mean, the games aren't graphic intensive enough to have 4K.
The good ones aren't.
Yeah.
I thought it still would have been cool.
It'd be really cool. I guess apparently there's a heat issue. People were talking about.
Just get a
4K
PS5.
display.
What's so hard about that?
It's so easy. Yeah. Well, a couple weeks ago we hung out. I think we said last week, but we hung out at Justin's and he had his PS5 he was showing us. I mean, I'll tell you though, that Ratchet and Clank
PS5.
Ratchet and Clank show made me kind of want to get one, to be honest with you.
I told you.
It's a pretty cool game.
I didn't want to hype it up too much, but it's great.
So if you haven't played Ratchet and Clank, the new one, it's pretty awesome.
If we played it, I don't remember it because I was drunk.
You peasants.
I don't think you played it, John. You played the demo game.
I played the demo game.
We should play the original Ratchet and Clank for PS2 for the podcast sometime.
We say a lot of things we're gonna do. And we
Never
don't
played
do
it.
them.
Never played it. Never played any of the Ratchet and Clank movies or like games ever.
They're pretty incredible.
Just like I've never played any of the Crash Bandicoot games.
Yeah. We the day we're recording this, the Marvel What If trailer came out. Looks pretty incredible.
So is there a What If comics?
There is. But a lot of these aren't the storylines. I think they're made up their own stories.
Half the
to fit
comics
the
are just
universe.
what ifs, anyways, with all the multiverses and crap. I mean,
And that's what this is. It's a multiverse, right?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to say is that based on that trailer, it seems like it's not just like here's some scenarios that could have happened. It's like a actual multiverse thing.
Yeah, what I read was that's what they were going to originally do. Is they were originally just going to have these stories, and they were just going to be kind of standalone stories.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
But they decided to have these stories, and they kind of like are in the same universe, and they're going to be like a what if, like Avengers.
It's just honestly, it's genius. Like multiverse is kind of a hard concept to wrap your head around, and so to kind of like slowly be adding this in, I think is a pretty genius move.
the only bad thing was
I still don't like it though.
they started out the trailer with the bad Robert Downey Jr. voiceover.
I don't know.
I thought he was coming
good.
back for the
No,
voices.
he's the only one who wasn't going to.
Oh, really? I thought that was him.
No, everybody else is there except him, and it's painfully
I thought
obvious.
it was him doing a terrible job.
need money. I need I need the more money.
Yeah, sure, peace.
If they did,
I love
if they
peace.
did this for everybody, it wouldn't be so bad. But the minute you heard anybody else, it's like, oh man, that's
Oh, Thor's line was hilarious about
What did he
not
say?
knowing what's going on. He's like, no, a lot of people here don't know what's going on. I know, but people here don't know what's going on or something. I thought it was really funny. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was his voice. I thought he was just a terrible voice actor.
it's just this is just Marvel. Like, how weird can we get? And I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Anything else pop up?
When
this
we're
week?
recording this, Black Widow's coming out this weekend, so
Oh yeah,
gonna have to wait a while to see that. So
Yeah,
because I
John.
want to see it with
Oh
y'all.
yeah, I guess let's go ahead and make that announcement now. Also, I think next week we will not have an episode. Justin's going to be gone. Kind of like it's like what is it, Bachelor in Paradise? You're doing?
It's basically a swingers
doing
club
Love
for single
Island, right?
people. It's just a whole
What is
big,
it?
just
Hot or
orgy
not
island.
hot?
That furry show on Netflix. You go see the trailer
What
for
is
that
it?
thing?
This what is it? The social media one where they're just like
The circle.
The circle.
Yeah,
You're doing the circle,
doing
right?
All right. So this week we finished out our Nickelodeon Game Show Trilogy. We watched
Thank goodness.
Double Dare.
We're done with
On
this.
your marks, get set,
What's that?
go.
On your mark. Get set. Go!
These two teams have flipped their lids to be the first to catch two balls inside their hat to win $20
We got it. Over
and
here.
control of the game show that doubles your dollars when you double the dare. Double Dare. And now,
sounds
here's
good.
your Double Dare host, Mark Summers.
Oh boy, thank you, Harvey. Whoa. Thank you, Harvey.
I forgot that's how it started until you said that last week, Justin. A little bit of an obscure line, but not really, because if you're going to say anything, it's going to be that probably.
There's no other line from this.
No. I never watched this version of the show. I watched Double Dare 2000, which came out.
Is it different?
2000.
It has the same host, doesn't it?
It's not
It
different.
does. In my head, the games were harder. We'll talk about it later.
God,
The
please,
I
let's
thought the
talk about
physical
that.
games were a little bit harder.
Please let's
I
talk
thought,
about this.
but we'll get there.
Okay.
But other than that, it wasn't. The obstacle course is the same. They had a variety where they had different things, and they kind of did it in this too, where they had like the hamster wheel that was only shown once or twice. But yeah, they had like a nose picking one that I remember really fondly.
We
where
didn't
it's
watch
like,
that, did we?
We didn't watch a nose picking one, but like
It didn't
people
show
just,
up.
like,
I thought it
pulled
would in the
this-
first 5.
Yeah, they pulled like a string and like slime came out.
It
but
was
like,
nasty,
snot.
but it was cool.
It was pretty gross looking.
I mean, they
but anyways.
what did they bear crawl through snot?
Yeah, the slime stuff, and then maple syrup. What did they call it? They called it lime syrup. which
Yeah,
I've
something
never
like
heard
that.
before. Yeah. Justin, I'm guessing you watch this pretty often.
I did a lot. It's very obvious when it's the early shows, so I went back and watched some of the later seasons and stuff, and man, I still love it. But it is the bad thing about watching just the first 5 episodes of these is you're really watching it where no one knew what was going on, so it's rough.
Right.
It's pretty rough.
Right. Yeah. John, never seen this.
I've
seen
never
any of these
I've never
before.
seen
John
any of
did.
the
John
game
had a
shows.
John watched the shitty channel, the Disney Channel.
I watched
At
the
the end of the-
Disney movies.
At the end of this episode, John, I want you to rank the 3 that we watched, and we'll keep it for the end.
God, that's gonna be so hard.
Actually, we should all do that. I think it's for all of us.
That would
doing
be
it.
so hard. Oh my god.
We'll do it. It'll be good.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I never watched this version, but I did watch. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same premise. A couple years later, but it felt different. It was in this Nickelodeon Studios. Like it felt like it was part of the Gas world, the one that I watched, or Guts.
Okay.
But anyways, we'll get into it. All right. So we're gonna do the different categories again, just because
There's only 7.
Ours is gonna be, we had a conversation. It's only 7.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an inside joke. Anyway, we have premise, host, the trivia questions, physical challenges, the prizes, the kids, and the point system. So we'll start with premise. You basically have a trivia show. A couple fun facts. So the producers wanted to do something where the kids didn't feel bad, and so
What do you
that's
mean?
why they do the
What do you
physical
mean feel bad?
Like they wanted the kids to feel stupid when they didn't know the answer. So that's why they did the physical challenge, because they wanted. That was kind of the premise of the show, is that they wanted to.
Wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, you don't know that. Yeah, and so they wanted to give them a way to still. Earn
You've had
points
2
with it.
chances to answer this question.
Exactly. And so we'll get into it, but the questions we'll talk about later. So that's kind of how this thing kind of was hatched, the idea of it.
Okay.
There was a company that was I'm trying to look at the company real quick. There was a company that was involved really early on to do like a sponsored episode, not Reebok, which apparently was a thing. I don't know if y'all saw that, but
Yeah, they're all wearing Reebok stuff. and
every
everything.
single episode,
yeah, they talk about it.
they talk about everyone's going home with Reebok shoes.
And if you notice, the host wore the Reeboks also, which I thought was pretty funny.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Mark-
he wore
the
like,
great
I thought it
Mark
was funny.
Summers.
I thought it was funny how there was he had a button undone, and he's like, "We got a bunch of calls in about this. It's buttoned up now. I promise."
Yeah, it was the 4th episode. I noticed it. Did y'all notice it?
I didn't notice it.
No.
He was wearing like a suit the entire time, and then all of a sudden he wore that. I was like, I guess he's leaning back a little bit. Apparently, there are people called in. It was Nabisco, right? So they were working at Nickelodeon to make this thing, and they wanted to only advertise their brands like Oreo and Fig Newtons.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of Nickelodeon and their idea together to do this, but they pulled out pretty early, so Nickelodeon just went like for themselves. Which I think, the prize wise, I think this is probably a better option what they ended up doing. Instead of the year or month supply, not even a year. The prizes for the losing team with a month supply of bubble gum.
Hey, you got shoes and bubble gum and money.
And
you still got money.
And you got money.
You got
money
the
that
money.
you earned.
Yeah.
And remember, this is the early 80s, so like 50, 60 bucks goes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It's probably.
and I mean,
it's probably what 2 times, 3 times the amount.
And the
Not that much, but buying power is a little bit better.
and the winner like got 2,000 or 3,000 worth of stuff. I mean, they got a lot of stuff.
When we talk about prizes, this is definitely the best one. I
Yeah.
think.
But let's talk about like the idea of this trivia, the idea of the double dare, and then the physical challenges.
I love
as
the
premise.
trivia part. I love trying to answer them.
Yeah.
Just the premise itself, like how it's set up, right? It's
Yeah.
great. It's easy. The physical challenges, I like that. We'll talk about it specifically later. And then, the ending challenge is great. I like how it's set up. Especially as a kid, I like trying to answer the questions. Here, I'm like, there's a couple that I was like, man, that's kind of tough. But I think on purpose, I think it is to get them to do physical challenges. Overall,
Right, that's what everybody's watching.
this is a 5 out of 5 premise. I love it.
It's a 5 out of 5 for me too.
Is it? Wow. You like the premise of this?
No, I mean, okay, so the other ones felt like more of a, I don't even know. It didn't feel like a game show.
Right.
It felt like I was watching a show. It felt like I was watching like kids do like physical challenges and stuff, but it didn't feel like a game show. This
was
one
more a
felt like a
competition.
game show.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one felt like prices, like even the dude in the background talked and like when he was like introducing all the prizes and everything, like it felt like Price is Right,
This was
or
very
it felt
classic.
like
It did.
Wheel of Fortune type of
Yeah.
thing. And I mean I loved it. I thought it was great. The double dare like feature within in the game show. If you don't know what it is, like they ask questions at the very beginning, and if a team doesn't know the question, they dare the other team to answer it, and it doubles the points. And then if the other team doesn't know the answer, they double dare back to the first team, and then it triples the points, right?
Quadruples.
Yeah. It quadruples. Yeah.
Okay.
It doubles the double. Yeah.
Okay. So.
And then.
And I love that premise. I love that kind of style of a game show, and I love like the very end of it, like just the way that it you just kept getting points, it kept getting prizes, and I don't know, it felt like a game show. I felt like I was enjoying the game show. It got me into it when it came to the questions. I was like, oh yeah, no, I would really like to answer these questions. I would like to be on this show. I feel like I could have did really well when I was a kid.
If you won the game, you were going to get something good more than likely. That's what I liked about it too.
Yeah. Well, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the final stuff too, because I find that really cool and compelling.
And I just thought when I was a kid, if I was watching this, like it would make me feel like an adult. Because I feel like when you were kids and you were watching game shows, like this is what adults did. With stuff like this.
Well, and it was enough, like, if you didn't really like the trivia of it, there was enough physical challenges in it to keep you entertained past just the trivia. You know what I mean?
God, I want to talk about those physical challenges real bad.
We'll talk about it. That is one of the categories. Okay. Well, that's cool. I would give it a 5. I didn't think y'all were going to give it a 5, so that's awesome.
It felt like a game show. The other ones
did
not.
It's a game show formula.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It works. Yep. All right, next host.
Best one out of the 3.
Mark Summers is a GOAT host for anything.
God, he's the best. He's the best host.
I mean, he's the fucking Unwrapped host as well.
I thought my favorite was gonna be Kirk.
He's
Frog
great
from
too.
Legends, but honestly, this guy kind of blows him out of the water. He was, and I forgot all about him. Like he was great. He was kind of funny. He had a couple of like innuendo jokes that were interesting to put in. He was really thrown off by one of the teams because they called themselves, what was it, something balls, swag balls or something like that. They called something weird. He was like, who came up with that one?
He was like, oh, of course you did.
Yeah.
No, oh man, he was
great.
He was great.
You got some,
again.
you got some fun
that
facts
he's
about
the
him?
one that made it feel like a game show.
Yeah, for sure.
You got some fun facts about him, Chris?
Yes. I was so excited to tell you all these fun facts that I found on Justin already knew.
I don't know this.
There was, so they interviewed, let me see, I have the number here of how many people, 2,000 candidates.
Jeez.
They picked Mark Summers because he was a magician, and they thought that was kind of cool. And he was able to talk really, his magic that he would do was kind of like for both adults and kids, and like the way he would talk to kids would be like they were adults, like not like adult humor, but like not talking to them like they're kids, like actually, So they found that very compelling. There was somebody who was a runner-up who pulled himself out of the running. Justin, do you want to say who it is?
The very last second?
I do. I hope I'm right because
you probably are.
I know it's SNL, and
Yes.
I believe it was Dana Carvey.
It was Dana Carvey,
Right.
the guy from John, the other guy from Wayne's World.
Master of Disguise.
Really?
Master of Disguise guy. Yeah, he was about to do it, and he pulled out because he got on SNL. So he pulled out of the
Do you know the other big thing about Mark Summers?
No, go ahead.
He
Justin.
has OCD. Like,
Oh
really
yeah,
bad OCD. At least he did
He
for a
needs
while.
to be clean. He needs to be clean. So I find that very interesting because of his job that he did. But you know what? You couldn't even tell.
Yeah, he apparently he did a big interview a couple years ago when they were doing like the comeback because they did a new version of Double Dare. I watched a couple episodes. It's good. It's Double Dare.
I almost watched that, and I was like, "Oh my god, the quality of the '80s is insane."
It's a good remake. And Mark Summers is there as the announcer, not the host. So he's still there, but it's Double Dare. How can you fuck it up? It's easy. It's cool. But anyways, like he's obsessive about being clean. Like his house has to be perfect. He didn't go into too much detail about getting dirty, but you can kind of tell he doesn't want to be around when they're like all like nasty and stuff. He tries his best a little bit. I'm assuming they probably told the kids like, "Hey, don't, mess with Mark and with all the clean stuff and everything." I'm assuming, but
right.
that was really, really interesting. Be on probably the slimiest, grossest show at the time, and to have that, that's pretty good.
Even though this host was like the best host out of all of them,
Here we go.
Still gonna give it a 4.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
because
not as good.
Eventually he started to get a little annoying, like when it came to some of the games, like the. I found it annoying that he was helping the kids
Like in the obstacle course.
in the obstacle course.
Yeah.
I found it like really annoying, and then he would like give the kids like pointers. He was like, "Hey, I bet if you did it like this, it would be a lot easier."
I thought it was nice.
I felt like it was like, oh my god, this is easy enough. Like you should just let them do it.
Apparently that
Make
wall is
it a
pretty
little
hard to
bit
get
more
over.
entertaining when they
Yeah.
don't get it on the freaking first try.
How'd you not get that? Yeah.
I think it's a 5 out of 5. Man, him and Kirk Fogg are so like neck and neck. They're both. It's
Yeah.
like a 1 and 2 thing. I don't know who's
Yeah.
better, but it's 5 out of 5 for me.
We're at a 4.5. I like it.
He has a good.
I would
He has a
advi-
good host
Yeah.
voice.
He does have a good host voice, and the way he asks questions is
Oh, yeah.
entertaining. Which leads to the next one: trivia questions.
They were good.
I kind of felt this was kind of all over the board. Honestly,
This
they were
is
good
all
questions.
over the board.
It was a
But some
mix
are really
of
easy.
really easy and really difficult. I feel like when one team was getting on the roll, I think they really purposely put in a harder question to try to get
Yeah.
them to get kicked out. And sometimes
I
it
think-
worked and sometimes it didn't.
I think
Like
it's
on his
episode
card,
4.
it's like easy question on top,
Yeah,
hard
it might
question
be.
on bottom.
Some of it was hard. The episode 4, I think there was like a guy and a girl who like had like a run. They went for like
Yeah.
20 questions. They
And then it
answered
was
in a
like,
row.
hey, what taste buds does or where's the
Butterfly.
butterfly's taste buds? And I was like, where the fuck is that?
Where are they? I thought it was wings. I didn't think they
I
were
thought
going
it
to
was
say
like its
feet.
antennas or something.
Yeah, apparently it's a feet. Everybody, I learned something. The kids didn't know
Okay.
either.
That's so I don't know what to give this because I was debating on a 3 and 4 because they were all over the place. Like the
Yeah.
questions were like the first one. My notes were I don't know 80% of these answers on the first,
Well,
and I was like, oh my god, how
some
do
of
they-
it is
do they-
also cultural at that time.
That's what I was going to say.
I
80s
mean, I
pop culture.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Not
I was like,
always
did
pop
they
culture
prep
gets
these
put
kids
in.
that like say like, hey, these are the categories that we're going to like ask the questions on, because they
Right.
were known. I was like, this is crazy.
So, John,
Right.
you wanted an easier questions on an already easy kids quiz show.
okay,
That's what you're getting at.
I'm just
I
telling
thought
you.
so
I
was
didn't.
hard.
I didn't know like a lot of the answers.
This is
on the
5
first
out of
one.
5 again.
But then, when it came to like later episodes, I think it was like every other episode. It was like, oh, number 2, it was really easy. I think I knew
Yeah.
all of them. And then the
Yeah.
next one was like, I probably didn't know about 50% of it.
What are you leaning towards?
Is there any fun facts about the questions?
No.
three.
A 3? Okay, that's fine. My opinion on it was I think they knew which ones were harder. I think they should have saved those for the second round and not the first round. And kind of categorize it that way, like make the second round a little bit tougher.
It's just,
But-
the second round would be all physical challenges.
The money would not change at all. It'd just be $0. Yeah. Yeah, I agree though. Some of that was really hard, and some of it was pop culture. Like I don't know Madonna's last name. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But
or naming all the monkeys.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know one of the monkeys?
No, I did because they were in Boy Meets World, but I knew David and Peter. The other ones I had no idea. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, they knew. I was like, there's no way they're gonna get this, and they got it. I was like, oh. I guess this was a thing in the '80s. People knew the names of the monkeys.
I felt so ashamed. I didn't know the Great Lakes. I couldn't
I
name
knew-
3
yeah.
out of the 5 of the Great
I could
Lakes.
name
I
3.
I felt really ashamed.
I knew Michigan and Erie. I couldn't think of the other ones. It's embarrassing. Justin, I'm guessing you knew 95% of these questions.
He knew 100%
The
of
Lake
them.
one, I definitely did not know. I got Michigan and Erie. I would say 90. There were definitely some
90%.
obscure 80s pop questions that were definitely like very current that I'm like,
Yeah.
that didn't stay very popular, I guess.
That was one regret. I was like, I really wish we could have watched the 2000 because I'm guessing the 2000s one had a.
We would have
2000
related
references.
to the answers
Yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
more, yeah. I
But-
can't believe they didn't know Batman's real name.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. The
I
fact that, like,
almost
Superheroes wasn't
pissed my my pants on how bad
But
that was.
but again, I don't think did any Batman movies come out before this?
No, that's why. It was 2 years before the first Batman movie. It was that question and the Alfred. They didn't know Alfred's name either, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's crazy that this is before any of these superhero movies came out and people just didn't know. But it was
Just all
interesting
comic book stuff.
because the kids were like, "Oh man, I knew that!" Like as soon as they said the names, he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's right, yeah," but they didn't know it. I would have given it a 4 only because I think they should have probably tried to group these together. What was going to be easy questions?
I think it was pretty bad because there was one team. Like a lot of the games were really close when it came to the questions, but I think it was episode 3. One team got blew out of the water. They got like 50 points, and the other team got like 410.
It was a twin girl.
That-
They
it
were
was-
so cute.
I know. I was like, oh man, like they just,
Let's say hello to our teams. First off, the hamsters. Let's hear it for them. Right over here, Melissa and Heather. Welcome to the show. Nice to you have a big crowd out there who's cheering for you. Melissa, now you are a soccer player, correct?
Yes.
And how's your team doing this year?
Well, we lost every game.
But things will get better, I promise. What position do you play?
Well, sometimes I play center, and sometimes I play right wing.
Which do you prefer?
Right wing.
Very good. Now, Heather is your twin sister, correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry to wake you there. I didn't mean to do that, Melissa. Now, Heather, who's older?
I am.
By how many seconds or minutes?
8.
And do you boss her around?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Well, I wish you a lot of good luck.
okay. And I'm like, oh, you're cute. I wish y'all didn't suck so much.
They also talked the entire time. You can hear them talking.
Oh,
about
yeah.
where the team was going.
There
We
was
talked about that, too.
there was one thing that happened, and they mentioned it. I was like, that wasn't fucking fair.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
the hula
hula hooping. Is it right?
Yeah,
We gotta mention this. So
We'll put a
one,
clip in.
so one of the physical challenges was a hula. I guess we can talk about physical challenge. Like
Yeah,
any
we got the
physical
points.
challenges.
Yeah, that's the next category. So.
Yeah. But oh my god, that was crazy. I
So
was
yeah,
like,
one
that's
of-
BS. That was
Go ahead, let's get
bull
into
crap.
it. So again, if you get double dared, you don't know you can do a physical challenge, which they never. Anyone that got double dared never tried to answer. They always physical challenge, and why would you not? Because it seemed pretty easy.
God, all the physical challenges were easy. Every single one of them. I cannot mention one that was hard.
Yeah, that one of the darts I thought, or they had to throw the thing against the wall was a little tough, right? Or was that?
It was a paper airplane.
Oh, that's right, paper airplane. You had to throw like eggs in a bowl that was on someone's head. They had to search in a cereal bowl. The problem is they gave them too much time to do it.
Yes.
Because they would go like, all right, you have 30 seconds. They do it like in 3.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm
okay.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
what did they like take an average?
Yeah,
It's
right.
very
like-
obvious they changed these because when I watched later episodes, like in season 3, because I remember them being much more elaborate, and they get
Yeah.
more and more elaborate as it goes on. I think it's more of a budget thing at that time, and I think by season 2 and 3, like they had some. I used to remember like the things where you had to squeeze out stuff over their heads, like
Yeah,
a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
nasty stuff. I think in this beginning
I remember-
season,
yeah.
they just didn't have the money, or like they just didn't think of it at first.
Yeah, and again, I watched the other version of this, but I remember there was like physical challenge they would show, and I'm like, this is impossible. Like, how can they do that in 30 seconds? Like, some of them were just really hard.
This one
I'm
was
hoping
just-
it wasn't these. Yeah.
There was some that were a little difficult, I will admit, but there were some that was like,
I'll admit
Oh
it
my
looked
God.
difficult, but I could have done it.
no, no, yes.
I mean,
Yes,
there's
I
that
could
one
have.
where they had to catch a ping pong ball with symbols while they were.
He got it first try.
That
That,
was like,
that
boom.
right there, I was like, okay. Right before this, you had a person that was like looking for a little figurine and
Out of
cereal, and now you're having
3
someone
seconds.
blindfold trying to catch a ping pong ball with symbols.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Right,
One is
right.
like super difficult and one is super easy.
Yeah. What would you give the physical challenge? I thought they were a little underwhelming.
They were-
at least with the episodes that we watched.
Based on what we watched, it's a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
But as we go
Yeah.
on, it gets so much better.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a 2.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Just because
I could have
that-
done all that.
I would
Ooh.
say here. I
All
would
these
say
kids
9.
things.
How many physical challenges you think we watched? Probably like around 10 to 12.
Yeah, at least like 2 or 3 episode.
They only didn't get the challenge twice
Yeah.
out
yeah.
of all of those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's true.
They were just too easy. And then within that amount of time, not one of them went to like the final second. They're like, oh
I
my
know.
God, is he going to get it? Except for the one stupid one that I feel like that shouldn't got judged. Or the judge said that
Let's talk about it. It counted.
it counted, which it shouldn't have.
So the game was they were hula hooping, and this person had to throw water balloons at the person that was hula hooping, and it had to bounce off the person and land within the hula hoop, like go through the hula hoop.
Yeah.
And she was holding it the last second, and it hit her, and it
Because
just
the
went
time,
through.
but that's the thing, the time ran out.
The time ran
so
out.
she was holding the hula hoop.
Yeah, and the
And-
hula hoop had just fallen, so she was literally just picking it up, and it bounced through the right way. It wasn't even going. And the twin girls that were really cute called her out on it, and they just kept going. They're like, that
Yeah.
doesn't count.
I was so pissed off. I was like, these people are so behind right now.
Here we go. You got to get it between her and the hoop. Keep going. Okay, that's one. That's one. Do another one. That's two. One more. You got 5 seconds. No, you got to do another one. Keep going. You got 1 second. Keep going. No. Judges, we got it. We get it. Absolutely. We got it. Congratulations. Come on. Okay.
She was holding
Judge says $80 goes to that side, brings you up to
Nice
$260.
You really think that they need this extra, like,
Yeah, exactly.
gimme?
You know, those
That
girls are
was
probably
stupid.
almost 40 now, you know? And
Yeah.
they're still like, they're like telling their kids, I was on Double Dare with me and my sister, your aunt. And those fucking
And those stupid
fucking
judges did this BS
oh,
call.
they cheated.
That's right.
they just keep replaying it over and over again. Look at that.
The guy
Look
on
at that
tape.
BS call right there.
They like
No, they
analyzed
did a
it.
couple of them where I was like, that shouldn't have counted.
The judges were counting it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I understand
They
they're
didn't fucking
kids.
care.
They're kids and they want to, like, count the things because they don't want to make it too difficult. But they made it too easy, in my opinion.
But then, but if you're gonna have judges that are gonna be that like loosey with it, the prize differences were so different. I mean, we're about to talk about prizes.
Yes. And I was
Yeah, like, it's
I
kinda
would have
messed
been
up.
yeah, I would have been okay if like the last place and first place person would have got kind of the same thing. But
Yeah.
no, it's thousands and thousands of like memorabilia
always worth
or not
it.
memorabilia,
I know.
but like prizes and money
Take a
Yeah.
trophy
that are
in
on the
nose.
line. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is stupid.
Let's talk about it. That's next in line. The prizes.
Yeah, I say, but I say physical challenges too because they're just
hear you.
way too easy, and there was like 2 hard ones.
Monetary
Yeah.
prizes, like actual physical prizes in this show, for me, Guts is always number 1, I think.
Uh-huh.
But
Because
God.
because the aggro crag.
But I was editing
But
that. I was
as-
like, you talking about it so much.
But as a whole,
I
man, the prizes for the winning team are pretty kick-ass.
The fact that they add on
I want to
top of
say
each other-
something about the Kraken though. So I
It's the
talked to my
crag,
girlfriend
not the
about
Kraken.
it.
It's not an
whatever.
octopus.
I talked to my girlfriend about this, and we were talking about it. She was like, "Oh yeah, I would have had a piece of the mountain
Kraken.
too," and I was just like, "Really? Right now, you would want a piece of this? Who are you going to brag to? Like, were you're gonna put it like right here?" And
Next
just
to-
like
next to your
brag,
bed.
and when people
Yes.
come over, hey, guess what? Come here,
Okay.
look what I got.
The most
And
epic nightlight ever. Literally turn on my nightlight and it's just the aggro crag.
See, John,
Awesome.
everyone's against you on this.
No. But then I was like, right now, would you rather have one of those pieces of mountain or like a trip? And she's like, yeah, I'll pick the trip.
Nah, she's just lying to you. It's the crag. Anyways, I think this was
There's a
very
reason
fair.
why 2 of the 3 episodes we watched, or 2 of the 3 shows that we watched, had a trip in it as a prize.
Anyways,
couldn't.
they're wrong.
Because he can't give everybody
So
aggro crag.
I love the way the prizes are set up. They incrementally get better.
Me too.
It-
And I love that you get them. It's not that like the next phase you lose the ones that were before. They just keep adding on top of each other. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And like they go through,
Yeah.
they tell you how the things work, and they're like, oh, you do this, you get a bike. Oh, you get a color TV, which I still think is really funny that they say color. It just shows
Yeah.
you the times.
Yep.
There are some pretty good
Because-
prizes.
Did y'all
VCR.
have a VCR?
That thing is big as my PS5. Did y'all have PS5?
Did y'all? Thanks, Justin.
I'm
When
glad
y'all
you're
were
gonna throw
little-
that in there.
When y'all were little, I don't know, A, did y'all have a TV in your room? And B, was it black and white? Because I had a little TV that was black and white in my room.
Mine was color, but it was little.
It was little.
By the 90s, everything was mostly color.
No, I
Yeah,
had
mine's
I had
probably
a
from
colored
the 80s.
TV. I had a colored TV.
Did you?
It was very
Was it
small.
Yeah.
I would say
I
8
was
or
like-
9 inches at the most.
Like all,
Yeah,
all I have 3 computer monitors, and every single one of them was like probably twice as big as the TV. I had.
right. Yeah.
and probably 16 times the resolution.
Yeah.
I had a TV and a VCR mixed together,
Oh, like
but it was like
tape
this
underneath.
big.
Right.
It's like
Yeah,
this
you could
big.
probably put all of our monitors back to back, and it still would not be as thick as some of our old big TVs that we
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
had
God,
even in
yeah.
high school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
yeah.
I had a flat screen, but it was a 16-inch flat screen.
Oh, John had the 5-screen and the iPhone in high school.
Yeah, this yeah, so the one that I would watch, like the Double Dare 2000, they'd always give away N64, and I'd be like, man, if I could just make it to that obstacle course to get the N64, I'd be happy.
Now you can just go out and buy one.
Exactly, but I'm not. I wish I could, but yeah, yeah, I thought the prizes were really cool in the sense. Obviously, the consolation prizes were terrible. You got the bubble gum for a month, and what was the other thing? Oh, slime shampoo.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see that on there. It said that.
Yeah, I
I
had to
didn't
look
see it.
that up.
Slime shampoo,
You can
huh?
still, I think you can still buy some of that.
Okay, it's called Nickelodeon Slime Shampoo.
That's
They
terrible.
were some money. the
That's
original one.
terrible.
Yeah. So, but I
Yeah, you
liked
can
it.
still buy slime shampoo.
Nice. Leech of
Yeah,
Ice.
So let's talk about how the guess the prizes.
Ooh, it's a
work.
body
So
wash and conditioner along with shampoo.
when you when you went through the trivia questions,
Yeah.
you got money on top of that. Like when you're answering them, so you would get however many points you had at the very end of the trivia. Like both teams won that, right? And they
Yeah.
split it. No, I had a
Yeah.
question. Is it families or is it? I know some of them are families, obviously the twins, but are they just like all the other shows where they just kind of put random kids together?
I'm
Or are they
guessing,
actually
'cause-
families?
I'm guessing most of them were put together. They didn't say in trivia. Justin, tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Double Dare 2000, wasn't the entire family would go against each other? Because I remember them doing
Sometimes
all
they would.
the
There was Family Double Dare.
family Double
It was
Dare.
a separate
Okay.
show.
And
They would have like Double Dare, Family Double Dare,
Oh,
Super Sloppy
okay.
Double Dare. There was all kinds of Double Dare. That was a real
Sloppy
thing. Super
Double Dare,
sloppy.
huh?
That's not a joke.
Super sloppy.
Yeah.
I thought it said super
a lot
sloppy.
more slime and stuff. Anyways.
Anyway, the prizes where you get the money, and then when you go through the obstacle course, every single obstacle that you beat, you would get a prize. And it was like $250 at Toys R Us.
Dude, that was the one I was so hyped about. I was like, think about how much that you could buy for $250 when you were a
In the
kid.
80s. Do you think that the other prizes, like there's a metal detector, stuff like that, do you think they had to like split it between themselves, like who got what, or do you think they gave away two?
I think they gave. I
guess
think
They gave
all,
it away too.
Yeah, they
I
got.
think.
All, they all
I think
got
he
that.
said
Oh, did they?
each get.
Oh,
so
that's
amount of
awesome.
prizes.
That would make 0 sense. Like, okay, you get the Toys R Us card. All right.
I know.
Hey,
Well, no,
I get the
Let's
no,
just
he didn't
split
say.
this TV in half.
the Toys R Us, I did hear them say each of you get it. I didn't think they said on the other ones. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
though.
they each get it.
The bikes look pretty cool. The bikes. they
So
gave away.
this is what I have to say compared to all the other ones. These are prizes that kids want.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
Kids
God.
do not want
Well,
nerds.
no, they don't want nerds.
They don't want
Uh,
super soakers for being on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They
Super
want-
Soakers are pretty awesome, dude.
They want money. They
Yeah.
want Toys R Us
Oh.
gift cards. They want TVs.
To go buy more
VCRs,
Super Soakers.
bikes.
Those kids, when they said y'all are gonna split this $400 between the two of you, that's $200 each. Those kids looked like they was like just won the lottery. It's like that's so much money.
When you were in middle school, $200,
Oh, absolutely.
which would probably have been like $300 now. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
Oh,
3 or 4
absolutely.
video games right there, man.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I
Um,
agree. It's just funny. It just
But it
shows
was
how.
it was so mind blowing that it's 8
Yeah.
prizes
A
and
couple
money
of Megazords.
Yeah,
that
and they
you
get
could win on this game. Like holy
Yep.
crap!
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can win. I thought it was really cool too.
There was one prize I was like, okay, I don't know why you put this in there. Maybe it was for the nerds, but
Metal detector.
It was the world, the encyclopedias, the encyclopedia edition. I don't know why you would want to win that.
Hey,
On
don't
the
let us have
obstacle course?
encyclopedias, man.
Justin, you would be the kid that wanted the encyclopedias.
Hey, you don't have to go to the library. It's all right there.
Do you remember how big of a deal it was? I don't know. Maybe y'all's family was like this. How big of a deal was to have encyclopedias in your house when you were little?
No,
My
I
parents-
never had it.
We had a whole set, and like it was like the coolest thing ever. It was like, I'm gonna get J. Oh, cool. It's,
I'm gonna look at boob.
exactly.
Can you find boob or butt?
Oh my
Exactly.
god. Really? That was a big
yeah.
deal?
We had a set at our house, and we were like really pumped about it.
I guess.
Remember
maybe. There was a
remember-
typewriter, and I was like, when I was a kid,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have wanted a typewriter. That would have been
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
It's a 4 out of 5 for me. I haven't said my thing, but 4 out of 5.
Did you say yours, John?
Oh, it's a 5. Oh.
Yeah.
When I
No,
was a
aggro
kid,
crag. It's
oh.
not a 5.
Dude, no one wants that. No one wants that.
I
If
don't-
you
I
had a
don't read the
choice,
comments,
if you had a
I'm
choice
assuming people
as a
agree with
kid,
me.
if you had a choice to get the aggro crag or to get 8 prizes,
Aggro
like
crag.
it's a
Those-
guaranteed thing, guaranteed.
When
you
you were
get
little?
8 prizes. Out of all those, you get like it
Think
was
about
a
being-
TV, and one was an Atari, one was
Yeah.
a VCR, trip.
Aggro crag.
Think about being a
Bike.
Think about being a 12-year-old, Justin.
I was a very
in the
odd
80s.
12-year-old.
Bike. You get money
y'all
on
should
top
know
of.
me
Let's
by
say
now.
you won, and you get $250 in Toys R Us, and let's say that you won $200 in the prize money.
That's enough for me. Aggro
You're
crag.
telling me, as a kid, you wouldn't pick those 8 prizes?
Once again,
no,
I was a weird kid.
I would pick the aggro
Justin-
crag.
Justin would have been like, this aggro is a good investment opportunity for me. I'm going to take the aggro crag.
Can you give me the
What
aggro
did he
crag
say?
getting encyclopedias?
These are. I think one team won all of them, right? Did one team win all of
I
them?
don't think. Did we see a team finish it?
I don't think so. I don't remember. They were
They all got
close.
stuck by that
Okay,
wall.
but the most that I heard him say was like
Was like
$3,000 value.
Yeah, it's insane.
$3,000, Justin.
And
That's how much
is
the
that gonna
aggro
be
crag is
worth
worth to
now?
you.
Almost 0.
That's true. The VCR would not be worth anything. Aggro crag would be worth easily 10.
I would be the coolest kid in school. With
Oh,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Come over to my house. I have a VCR.
Come on my house. I have like so many
We
toys.
can tape whatever show was popular right then.
said double dare. Also, I had $200 in ones, so I can throw them around. Epic. Okay. All right. And other things. Okay. What's the next category? It was the kids themselves. I have some thoughts on this.
I was impressed with the kids
Yeah.
knowing those questions.
There was one, and I don't know if y'all recognize him. I think it was the twin episode. There was one kid on the other team that was completely smug, making a lot of weird faces. He really, really bothered me.
Was it the dude that was tall, or was it
Yeah.
the blonde dude?
The blonde dude. He was like tapping on the desk. I was like, show some respect, man. You're on a game
like
show.
they were like cheering for him. Like,
Yeah,
you had that
yeah,
big crowd that was cheering for him.
And he kept like cheesing to the crowd. He's just like, yeah, I hated him. I hated him so much. I didn't want him to win. And you know what? During the obstacles, he fell a lot, and I was like, good. I not like that kid.
Nah, he was an asshole. Let's
He
just,
was.
Let's just say that he was an
He
asshole.
was. We'll put some clips up of him.
I thought the tall kid was kind of an asshole too, but he like
next
knew
episode?
a lot of questions and he was like pretty smart.
Well,
it seemed like.
and his little roommate or his little teammate was really awkward. The girl with the braces who was just like
the one that
jumping-
like was like shaking.
yeah, and the ghost just kept saying, "Calm down."
Freaking weirdo.
But yeah, he knew
trying
almost everything, so it made it a little more.
They did. It was just like they did so well on like everything. Like there wasn't
Yeah.
a kid that like did something. I'm like that.
And I love that they kept their mics on and just had them keep talking because like they would talk while the other people were talking. Like, oh shit, I know that one. Like they're like a little pissed off they didn't answer.
Yeah.
I thought they're hilarious. Yeah.
No, I like the kids. Again, they were really impressed with me. I didn't see any of the kids that were like, "Oh, you're dumb," or like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're stupid for saying that," or "I can't believe you made that mistake on the obstacle course," type of thing.
I'm glad you're not belittling children, John. That's nice.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's a step.
I'm gonna say a 5. The kids didn't really bother me a lot. Now, I mean, I understand that there was like that smug kid, but I feel like if I was on that show, like I felt like I would have been pretty smug too.
It's just you had family out there that was screaming for you.
John, you can't even count to 8. How are you gonna win?
You're right. You're right. I don't know how good I would have done on the show, but I would have been very confident in it. I would have answered one of the questions wrong and be like, yeah.
I have no feelings either way about it being bad or good. I really pay attention too much. I guess it's a 4. I mean,
okay. The only thing I didn't like about the kids is that I feel like they all were like kind of upset about having to do the physical challenge. That would have been like the most fun part for me. You remember they kind of were like, oh, we had to go.
I remember one of the girls was like, "Do we have to eat that?" He's like, and then the host, he goes, "Hey, repeat what you just told me."
It was like a 5-gallon bucket of cereal. He said, "You have to eat that."
No, it wasn't cereal. It was spaghetti.
Oh, it was spaghetti. That's right. That's what it was. Also,
it was a big container of spaghetti, and she was like, "Can we have to eat that?"
Also, the host at one point, the twin girls, like the other team dared them, and they said, "I want to do a physical challenge," and he was like, "No, you can't do it yet," and he was like laughing at him.
Yes. Oh, I remember
so
that.
funny. Yeah. I would have given this probably a 4. That kid really bothered me, man. I don't know what it was.
Man, those poor
kid
twins. Can we do the physical challenge? No, is that
You're looking for? Time to move in this direction for another physical challenge. And why don't we come down in this direction? Thank you so much, Dave. All right. The first question, ask me again, Nicole. Do we have to eat this? No, we don't have to eat this. This is called Lifeguard. Okay, worth $40. What does YMCA stand for? You can double dare them back.
Can we take a physical challenge?
You can't take the physical challenge, no. You have to double dare them back, and they have that opportunity.
You gotta double dare them.
It's not your turn. Yeah. That's good. And he like laughed about it. Yeah. I would give it a 4. It was good though.
No, I love the kids. I thought they were pretty funny. And I mean, all the other game shows, like the kids seem dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And again, there were some questions that they knew that I didn't know, and a lot of that was pop culture from the 80s that I didn't know, but
maybe schools were different back then. Because
maybe. Yeah, those kids were like 15 and 16, they didn't know what DNA was. I was like, seriously? Like, did you learn? I mean...
I almost threw a rock at the TV.
There's a couple of science questions that I was like, Justin's rolling over right now. He's so pissed. Did you know the butterfly one about how they taste through their feet? Oh,
no, you didn't. You are a fucking liar.
Why would I be lying?
He taught biology for 6 years.
I took a fucking bug class, John.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
I took a bug class.
You did not know.
I was the guy on campus walking around with my bug catching equipment. All right.
Like in Pokemon.
That's true.
Bug catchers with a net.
The day I had to bring it home, like I had my net. I had my capturing jar.
Did you get a lot of numbers?
I'm laughing so hard because I can picture it. Like, I can
baby.
totally picture this. It matches Justin's personality.
I put a net over a girl's head. Oh, I caught you.
I just picture you walking out whistling with the net in your...
I actually did that. I did have the net.
Incredible. All right. Last category is the point system.
So
I thought
explain how the point system works.
The doubling up was really cool to me. So if the first round, everything was worth 10 points. If you dared, it was worth 20, and if you double dared, it was worth 40. And then if you won the physical challenge, it was worth 40 also. I thought it was pretty cool.
But you also have a challenge at the very beginning that's worth 20, right?
Right. Yeah, just to get started. Beginning of each round has its own challenge, and then you get
command of the game. Get set. Go.
And then you have command of the game, and you get to pick. I thought it was really cool because then, if you dared the other team, also I like the fact that if you got it wrong, the other team got the points.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
I had a question. I guess it kind of goes back to like the trivia questions, but so there was multiple choice questions, right?
Yeah.
And some of the times I felt like if you answer the multiple choice question and you got it wrong, sometimes the points went back to the other team.
Yeah.
But some of the times there was no points. even
I
if they
think
answered
after-
it like incorrect. And it seemed like it was different with multiple choice questions and regular questions.
I don't think it's multiple choice. I think it had to do if it was already dared. If it was dared, and then you got it wrong, the other team got the points. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's how the
Yes.
points
The other team didn't get anything. They just got control.
But sometimes they did get points when the other team got it wrong, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or is
I
that
didn't
when they got the
understand.
physical?
I didn't understand that like
Yeah, there was
that point
I
of the
think-
game.
Which I think makes more sense, because I think if you get it wrong and they give the other team more points, it entices you to do dares, which will lead to physical challenges. So I think it makes more sense to do it that way. But it was a little confusing. I agree, John. But I think the point system was really cool.
I had a question about you guys. So there's multiple choice questions. I would have guessed on like every single one.
Oh, I know. Well, and some of
and
them
I
were
would have
like-
told. And if I was like their parent, I'm like, if you get a multiple choice question, you freaking guess. Like,
I love how there's like blatantly wrong ones that they would pick. Like there's that one about the space. You can learn like go to the moon or something, and it was like Space
I
Academy.
laughed. I did laugh.
And they
at
picked
that.
it. Yeah, that was
Like
really good.
the most crazy one.
Yeah, they
picked,
picked
yeah.
it. I think the point system was genius though, because I think it entices you to do physical challenges where you keep like adding up more and more money to it. So and literally the entire time, it's anybody's game. Like you're only 2 or 3 questions away from like, if everybody double dared, you're only 2 or 3 questions away from like catching up. So I thought the point system was really cool. That's why I picked that category.
I just thought that double dare, like you just get too many.
Yeah, you get a lot.
You do get a lot of points.
That's cool
for,
to me though.
For I'm like, I really hope I get a double dare. Like,
Right,
I really
exactly.
hope I get a physical challenge. Like, I dare you. You don't know this? Yeah, dare me back. I do physical challenge.
exactly.
It's a
So
4.
that's why I picked this one. Okay.
Yeah, that was the only criticism I had, is that the physical challenges, you got too many points for them. So I say it's a 4-2 because of that aspect. Yeah, and I was just confused of how like when you get a question wrong, some teams get it, some teams don't, and it seemed very inconsistent.
All right, so I have the rankings here, but let's take each of us to rank the 3 of them, and let's see who like what we thought of these 3 Nickelodeon game shows. And I'll tell y'all.
All right, I'll go.
We have to rank, so we're
We're ranking Legend of the Hidden Temple, Guts, and Double Dare.
I'm gonna go Temple.
I like.
I'm gonna go Temple, Double Dare, Guts, and it's really hard. But
Temple first.
Temple, Double Dare, Guts.
I'm gonna agree with
I
you.
thought you liked Guts.
I do.
You like
I like
the
all 3 of them.
prizes.
I really liked all 3 of them.
All 3 of them are good.
So this is not really
I-
this sucks thing. It's more of a, man.
They're all good.
Where do I think is really up there? If you were to say, do you want to watch Guts or Temple? I'd rather watch Temple. That's just my opinion. I personally think all 3 of them are pretty much even when it comes to how good they are. This is just my personal. If I was like to have a playlist, I'd go Temple, Dare, Guts, Temple, Dare, Guts.
Okay.
I agree, Justin. I'm with you. I think it's Temple, Double Dare, Guts.
I'm
Justin-
gonna
but John, I
change
know.
it. I'm
Okay.
gonna say this one honestly was my favorite.
Nice.
So
Do you think you got used to it? You got used
did I
to
tell you
weird
what I
game
put
shows?
for the points? Did I tell you my points?
Yeah.
I said
you
4,
you
right? Okay, yeah.
You said 4, yeah.
So, yeah, by far, this is the lowest thing I gave this. Was a 2. Like by
Yeah.
far, this was my favorite. I have 3 5s,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest were 4s, and then I had a 2.
Yeah.
So, like, by far, I felt like this felt like a game show. This was the thing that I would have really enjoyed watching as a kid because I would have loved the prizes. I would have
Yeah.
tried to answer all the questions.
Yep.
And that's what you kind of do when you're like watching a game show. Like when I'm watching like something like Wheel of Fortune or something like that, or Price is Right. Like you're trying to guess the price too, or you're trying to guess what the Wheel of Fortune is. So like the word.
Yeah, you can't really do that in
puzzle?
the other games because they're all physical challenges.
Yeah, they're all
The other
physical
games.
challenge, and you
Yeah.
don't feel like you're entertained. That's what I'm saying. Like those are great shows. You're entertained, but you don't feel like it's a game show.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say Double Dare, Guts, and the Temple.
Interesting.
I like Guts more.
Interesting.
I like the challenges more, it felt like more like sports. It felt like I was
Yeah.
watching sports and like a competition
Yeah.
of sports. And Temple, man, I don't know what it was about Temple. I liked the end of Temple, but the kids were
Yeah.
so stupid. It was like more of like I'm laughing at kids, and it made me feel kind of bad.
Right. So because John did not rank his own in Guts is actually the highest ranking one we got, and then it was Double Dare, and then it was Legend of the Hidden Temple. If John would have actually
talking
ranked
about,
it,
man?
it would have lowered it hard. He was like, "Oh, 1 for that." me and Justin were like 5. Oh God.
Okay, hey, let
So-
me throw something else at you. What
Yeah.
show would you guys rather be on? Like if you were a kid,
Out of the 3, I think
could you?
Guts. Or, I'm
Which
sorry,
one would
Double
you
Dare.
rather be on?
Double Dare, because it's the easiest. You get the most amount of prizes.
I'd rather be on Guts.
Very true.
Justin just wants
Justin would he would do the freaking he wants the mountain.
Justin would work out for years to get ready to win a piece of the aggro crack. He'd be like swole Jack with all the other kids there.
Just start punching kids out of the way.
Exactly.
I've been working for years for this.
It's like America, or was that Ninja Warrior?
Where he has it like in his backyard. He has all the
I built an aggro crag in my backyard.
all these like all these people are trying to tell him to be safe. He's like, no, I'm doing this in my backyard.
Exactly. He'd be that one kid on the opposite course. I did like in 20 seconds. Zoom through.
I start ripping the lines off. I'm so strong.
There is one more. There's one more show that's a game show that I want to watch with you guys at some point from Nickelodeon. Figure It Out, which I think is probably the most
I
annoying
love
of
Figure
them.
It Out. Oh, that's so fun.
We're gonna watch it at some point. It's really annoying.
It's the
but we have
funnest
to watch
show
like
to
all.
actually like guess on.
I know, but we have to watch all of that first, so you can know the celebrity guests that are on there. But it's really
I
fun
love all
to play.
that too.
Yeah, we have a lot to watch on Nickelodeon. I'm thinking about to go on Nickelodeon Run, guys.
Really?
Just so you know.
I'm very happy. If that's
Yeah.
what
What
we
we gotta do? We're gonna watch another game show.
I'm keeping Paramount Plus
Can't
for a
be-
couple months.
It can't be next, right?
No. But I think my next like 3 or 4 shows are going to be Nickelodeon shows because I have Paramount Plus. I want to watch them all. So,
But obviously you're not gonna cancel it.
I've already committed.
Oh, I'm finding
right.
really cool stuff on this. I like it.
Yeah, we're watching at Laguna Beach.
Nick Arcade.
All right. Yeah. All right, Justin. It's Santa Clara week next week. Do you want to go? Do you have anything?
I
in the
I have thought of nothing.
John, do you want to go? You had something planned last week.
Oh God, what was it?
It was
Oh
on YouTube.
no, I know what it
Oh
is.
no!
Okay.
No.
Okay.
right.
So, I used to watch this show on Sundays.
Is it a show or a movie?
No, I'm sorry. It's Saturdays. I used to watch the show. It's a show.
Oh, good. More time we have to put into this.
It's a show that I used to watch on Saturday mornings, and this show was one of my favorites, and it's Medabots.
God no.
I haven't heard of this one.
You have or you haven't?
Wait. Is this the one with the kids?
So let me tell you a little bit about
I'm
this
thinking
show.
of Beetleborgs. Go ahead,
Let
tell
me
us
tell you a little bit
Medabots.
about this show.
I don't know anything
Hey,
about
I
this.
could
No,
I could have
Beetleborgs
you.
is the Ranger knockoff.
Yeah, I want to watch Beetleborgs at some point. But let's hear about this one. What's this
Okay.
one? Medabots?
Medabots, yeah. God,
I heard of this.
I loved this. So I used to love this show and the video games, but the show it's kind of like Pokemon a little bit, where kids have a robot, and the robot has different abilities, and you can like change out the robot's arms and legs and head and all this stuff.
Don't be
to,
fooled
like-
by the premise. It sucks.
to fit it with like who you're fighting.
Okay.
So the robots fight in like a battle, and the robots have like a specific like chip that they go into like the back. That's like I guess the robot's soul.
It's a medal.
It's a metal.
Justin, have you watched this
And-
before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I have not
great.
seen this before.
It's
It's
great.
it's just a shitty Japanese anime that got turned over here.
Nope.
Okay.
That tried
it's
to
not.
that tried to knock
not
off
shitty.
Pokemon's success.
No. Okay. So honestly, I haven't watched this as an adult. I can't even remember the last time I watched this. Like the last time it was
exciting.
probably when I was a kid.
Where are we gonna
But-
watch it, John? How bad is it?
So Medabots is on YouTube.
What?
You can watch
How?
it on YouTube.
Because nobody wants to pay for it.
That's probably why. That's
It's like
100%
America.
why.
Yep.
But it's so good. I remember it
Okay.
being so good, and
Please
it's
don't
like
have us
I
watch that
remember
many.
it being funny. I remember it being funny. So
a good
we're gonna
sign.
see what happens. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be.
I hope this is your lowest scored yet.
I'm very excited about
I'm
this.
not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be.
I'm only really excited about this because I love when John has watched shows that he hasn't seen in a long time. So he's like just guessing if it's going to be good still. And it never is. So I'm excited.
I'm not.
I hope it is. It could be as bad as Power Rangers, but it could be as good as Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
Oh,
Because
that's not a high
Your
rate.
thoughts are
it's a
very,
high ranking.
are very
In my
weird on
opinion, it's a
that.
high ranking.
Okay, this is exciting. Please don't have us watch very many of these. That's up to you. You have the power.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's exciting. All right, John, do you want to take us home?
Are you sure? Okay. So you can find us on Another Man's Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also email us at anothermanspod@gmail.com. We are also on YouTube. Please go to our YouTube and give us a like and subscribe to us. We would really appreciate it. We have a Patreon as well. You can go to our Patreon, and we have a couple Patreon members that have given to the Patreon, and they've gotten their show on the podcast that they've suggested, and they've been great suggestions. Last one was Goofy Movie. The one I loved the most was definitely.
Do you know the name?
It's two guys and a girl at a
Two
pizza
guys,
place.
a girl, another dude, some deaf dude, and
It's
some
two
pizza
guys
place
and
I
a
eat.
girl, but it got renamed to Two Guys and a Girl in a Pizza Place.
Two
right?
guys, a girl,
Other
and
way
Ryan
around.
Reynolds trying to be
A
funny.
pizza
It
place.
was two guys, a girl, at a pizza place, and they got to change to two guys and a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Which apparently we need to watch
Great
second
show.
season. Apparently,
We
because
should
I
watch
think the
season
premise
2
changed.
because
I would
Well,
quit the
we-
podcast
we-
if I have to do that.
We might get to next season. We're doing something a little special, so it's very exciting.
If I have to
But
do
it's on-
season 2, I quit.
I'm so happy about that.
yeah,
We have to do
We'll
a
talk about
Dragon Ball Z thing too.
I will
Maybe.
also quit if I have to do that.
it. It's out of our control. We'll talk about it.
It's
All
out
right.
What's the episode that they can go back and watch, Justin?
Season 2, episode 24.
Why are you going to
That-
season 2?
Season 2, episode 24. We don't have 24 episodes this season. Oh, that reminds me. I have a story for
All right,
everybody.
episode 16.
16. That is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah.
It's Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. Fun story. We were hanging out, and I was wearing one of my my shirts for the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's the one that's just the white with the AMN on it. Justin didn't know what it was. So I should tell you how much
Yeah,
Justin cares
that's-
about this.
Our
This
own
was like, what does that
freaking
mean?
logo. He doesn't know what it looks like.
I had to tell you a little something about Justin's.
It's not. It's
Justin's
not. I'm
Justin's
not playing
care
around.
about this podcast.
Yep. Yep.
It's
All
not a
right.
shtick.
And speaking of that, we have merch. If y'all want to go buy some, it's a really cool shirt. If you want to go buy one,
So nobody will recognize it, but you know.
tell a friend. That's the point.
That's a point.
All
That's a
right.
point, yeah.
We'll see you next week with Medabots Season 1.
Peace.